Well, welcome back. WTV News Review continuing on to push you to your limits so that you realize this country needs you. And from a media station's perspective, we just don't want you to know about what is happening in the country. We want you to be involved in making news, not bad news, but news that will definitely make an impact even in the next 10 years. We're talking to Mr. Peter Mahu of Anchor Group of companies, not just one company, group of companies. Excellent. Now, we were looking at the nation and we looked at the different stories. On the Standard, of course, the big story really, which is really sad, is about corruption. And of course, we spoke about how, corruption is also played out in the business world. But let's just talk about this. When the government is involved in corruption, right now we're talking about 289 billion Eurobond cash that is still unaccounted for. That's a big story. Does it affect businesses in Kenya? If the government is involved in mega corruption, does it affect, or are you okay, your profits are coming in?
No. If corruption is, as I mentioned earlier, it's very cancerous, and something cancerous is deadly. I don't know the nitty-gritties of Eurobond, because I think there are people who are checking on that issue with all the documentation and all that. But what we would say is that we would hope that the money is used for its intended purpose, because otherwise, if it's deviated, it's going to affect, because at the end of the day, me and you have to pay the money back. All our children have to pay the money back to the lenders. So we hope and trust that the forensic audit that is being done is going to come up to reveal the rightful position. Yes,
absolutely. So it's really not the government doing something and the people on the ground are not affected. All of us are really affected, including business people. Now there's an interesting partnership here, and this is the China-Africa Forum. Talks of Africa-China progressing together. Win-win cooperation for common development. It's very sad when Kenyans, a lot of Kenyans, when they think of the Chinese people, they only think of Thika Superhighway. That's the only thing. But there's a lot in terms of business that we can collaborate in.
Yes.
From a business perspective, how can a Kenyan trader, Kenyan business, begin to establish themselves as an international brand? Because now group of companies, you're an international brand. Exactly.
Yeah, that's very interesting. China, as is well known, the factory of the world, is where most of the things now are coming. Whether these people from Europe are buying from China, America is buying a lot from China, Africa, Asia, they are buying a lot from China, because they have branded themselves as the factory of the world. And this is where we need to market ourselves. We need to establish which niche is, where are we performing best? Are we good in agriculture, horticulture? Are we good in coming up with brilliant people? Even education, you can even have export doctors or people who are brainy. We have a lot of resources to check on. What are we good at? What are we good at? And I can tell you that, like now for us as Anchor Group, we have already shown what we are good at. That is from in the construction sector and real estate, hospitality, also manufacturing. The way we are branding ourselves is the way I would say, like China branded itself, the factory of the world.
Factory of the world. Wow.
That means anything, maybe even what I'm holding here.
Samsung.
Wow. It has come from there. Yeah.
Even toothpicks, like manufacturing.
I'm telling you, growth is where there's numbers.
Growth is where there is numbers.
So if you are making something that will be used by the majority of the people, you are going to grow. It's not about making one special item that is only going to be used by Mwakazi or Peter, but something that is going to be used by the majority of Kenyans, the majority of the world people. That's where growth is. If Kenya can identify what is going to be consumed by the majority, and we go for it, even the sky is not the limit. Yeah.
Wow. But how do you develop that international mindset? Because there is a Mamamboga who thinks, you know what, for me, my area is Kibera. In fact, not even the whole of Kibera. There is a village in Kibera. How do you tell that mother, you know what, by the way, you can begin to produce more products, not only for Kibera, but even more places? What is that? Push them.
Yes. It's all about the mindset. You got it right. What you believe and what you think about is where you are going. If, for instance, you dream something and you go for it, you'll definitely get it. Whatever is, however monumental as it is, definitely you'll get it. As that one I can tell you from what we have done also in the Anchor Group. You've seen the projects we have done, like the Giraffe Game Lodge. Yeah, it's a hotel from nowhere. Where if you land there, when you're going there, you'd wonder, where are you going? But when you land, you see the effort that have been done over there. That shows you can achieve whatever you dream. The Mama Boga can also be the major distributor of all supermarkets here.
Wow.
Just making a mindset saying, I'm going to be the distributor for, let's say I start with Naivas, I go to Tuskys, and finally you even go to Nakumat. Exactly. Or even the ones that are coming from the game and the rest. Yes.
Wow. So as we wind up, what's the future of Anchor Group of companies? What's the future? In the next 10, 20 years, where will your businesses go?
In the next 10, 20 years, we see ourselves very well rooted in Kenya and also in East Africa. We'll have various, like the branches for the Giraffe Game Lodge. We'll establish more resorts. We'll establish the brands that we are manufacturing Anchor Farm Mills, like the Dabo, Nyumbani, Anchor Feeds, the Sky Ice Water. There will be national brands. Yeah, because we do them to the highest standards. We have all the KEBS certificates and everything. In real estates, we want to transform life so that people enjoy, like what we are doing at Thika Golden Pearl. We are giving people state of the art development, where you live according to your style. Like now we have divided that land into 3 islands.
Islands?
Into 3 islands. There's one island called Wellington Island, the other one is Melville Island, and the other one is Palm Island.
You're talking about islands?
Yes.
In Thika?
In Thika. Because we have a very good sizable piece of land, or about 84 acres, where people are living. We have segmented into 3 islands. Right. So depending on your taste, like for you, I know you'd prefer Wellington Island. It has modern, very nice kind of architectural houses that have big glasses and all that, flat roof. Yeah. There's also the Palm Island, where somebody who has that artistic feeling, you want artistic roofing. Yeah. That one you get it there. Then the Melville Island is where you have kingly houses. Where you feel you want to stay. Yeah. Of course, you have achieved when you have built a house for your family. You're already a king. So, yeah, you get it to Melville Island. So this is what kind of concept we are giving, and whatever we have promised people, we are giving them. As I told you, right now the product is only going for 5.2 million, and for a quarter of an acre, and that should double anytime soon.
The time is now. The time is now. Wow. Talking to Peter Mahu, the group chairman. Group chairman indeed. Anchor Group of companies, not just one company. And we're not talking about somebody from outside this country. No, this is a Kenyan, born and bred here, one of the sons of Kenya. And so we brought him today so that you now begin to realize that you and I have a responsibility. He has already started the journey of developing this country. What about you? What about other people? So thank you so much indeed. You can send in your comments, 20058, that's 20058, and we'd love to read some of your comments, and we'll really appreciate them. And thank you so much for watching WTV News Review. Until next time, my name is Johnson Mwakazi. All the best.